one thing like most people. He's focused on several things, and they've all got to work. They've all got to make the machine up. And you're thinking, how refreshing and how different is that? He's not geared to, I've got to make this work and you've got to do it my way. He looks at several things and I thought, wow. And you realize how special he was. And I got a little chance to chat with him at the bottom of the stairs when I was with Andy having our photograph taken. And I said to him, and he said, well, what have you been doing? I said, well, I've been doing networking pretty much on and off constantly for 40 plus years, and I've lived off it most of that time. But I've had the chance to meet two great companies and another one today. And he said, all right, who are they? And I said, well, one was Amway, and I met Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel, and they were quite unusual people. I later went into Herbalife, and I met and got to know Mark Hughes. Jim Rohn was my mentor, and I still speak to Larry Thompson on Facebook. And he went, well. And I said, but with those companies, there was something different about them, like there is with you. But like you, they got a purpose. And he kind of smiled at me. And he said, yeah. And I said, well, I haven't really had a purpose for a couple of years or so now, and it's not about making money, because you can find ways to make money. And I said, it's got my interest because I just feel like I've got a purpose again. And I wasn't going to come back into product. And he kind of sort of grinned and looks at me, yeah. And I said, but thank you so much for being here and creating a purpose, because I think that's what's missing in the home-based business. So, so for the few hours that we had, I think most people got an awful lot from it, an awful lot.
Yeah, now I'm getting a lot of feedback from people that were there. It was actually really, really impressive. We had some people come over from Germany and all sorts that that actually were quite didn't really know him as such, didn't know much about the company, but they're so smitten with it now because of having been there. What about you, Coleman? Do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, I think a big thing was, simplicity was definitely part of his makeup, Like if somebody turned around and said, well, I don't like the sweetened, that's okay. We've got unsweetened. I don't like sparkling. I don't like the bubbles. Well, we've got still, he doesn't do complicated. And if somebody is not enthusiastic or sold on the mission or the product, this isn't for you. And I love that. But there's one thing that he did say. There was a heap of stuff he said, a lot of good nuggets. But there's one thing that he did say, and it was quite powerful for him to make that statement on a public stage that was being recorded. He says there's 3 million 5-hour energy drinks sold per day, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's quite a huge number for any company to sell 3 million units of any product every single day. And then he turned out and said, truly, I believe it's going to be bigger than that. And he says the reason it's going to be bigger than that, he says 5-hour energy is energy. That's it. It's an energy drink. It's got caffeine in it. He says this is health. And he went into detail about the whole hydration. And the results started to seep throughout the day then when other people were talking about blood pressure. Now, we can't make medical claims, but me and Celia were talking about this as well. A lot of people that have had issues with blood pressure don't have issues with blood pressure since they started taking 1 or 2 cans a day of True Hydration or Natural Glow or sports hydration. And then he also talked about the whole foundation of your health is based around dehydration. And he says dehydration causes this element, dehydration, digestion problems, blood pressure problems, cramps, headaches, sleep problems, a whole array of different things. But what truly does, and it does it very well, and it does it very quickly, usually within 1 or 2 weeks, is it sorts out hydration. That's why we can have people have better sleep. People have, like, I'll give you an example, my testimonial, a lot of people haven't heard it. I suffered from severe leg cramps, lack of energy in my legs. I couldn't walk up a flight of stairs. By the time I got to one flight of stairs, my calf muscles were literally tired. There was no energy in them. And that gave me severe, with psoriatic arthritis, that gave me severe restless leg. It's like this uncomfortable feeling running through your muscles when you're trying to sleep, and you literally can't sleep with that. It would literally keep you awake and waking you out of your sleep. After 2.5 weeks of being on True Hydration, that's gone completely. Now, is my sleep sorted? No, but I spend a lot of time with blue lights and on computers and stuff like that. So now I have to work on that myself and maybe drink less than 8 cups of coffee a day. But that's something I'll work on. But my leg cramps and my energy, I can literally go out and walk now, as Derek has said, like 5 or 6 kilometers if I choose to, and I don't have a problem with my legs. And that's an amazing feeling, because once you're sitting down and relaxing and you're trying to elevate your legs when you're relaxing, watching a TV or reading a book, and you've got this really uncomfortable feeling running through your leg muscles, it's not a nice feeling, and it's there 24/7. And when that kicks into your bed when you're sleeping, and for that just to be gone from drinking 1 or 2 cans a day, you know, so there's so many different things. I could spend 3 hours talking about what we experienced yesterday. But I'll pass.
It was really good. It was really
Yeah.
good, and thanks for sharing. We are just going to give a few people a chance to say something, really. And yeah, I mean, when it hits you like it has, I mean, my passion for Truly has completely changed. You know, and everything is from the health side. I don't even talk about the other side of the business at all. That comes naturally. However, for those that wish to know how to, you know, make £1,000 a month, £2,000 a month, we're going to do a special presentation, special training that's going to show you exactly how to work it using our system. So we have that in plan, maybe to run it, you know, in a few weeks' time, a week or so's time, and show you exactly the model that you need to look at. But that really shouldn't be what drives you. What you should be doing is really getting 3 for free, as Steve pointed out. You know, 3 by 3, start with that and build that up and carry on building that, and you have an amazing team. You know, 3 people to get free with the person at top 3, and then help the others to do the same, and keep repeating that, and that's it. And using the health testimonials from other people, if you haven't got one yourself, it's really, really the way. Robert, would you like to share a bit?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, basically, like everyone knows, I think it's the opportunity to meet Manoj first time. You know, I've been blessed to meet him before, but you can see he's so humble. You know, nobody would think he's worth 4 billion. You know, he's very grounded, and he keeps everything simple. And I think I just posted the link of that report that was done on the water, because you come across a lot of skeptical people. But when he shared his own story, that when he was playing tennis, how he can now, you know, his stamina is a lot higher. And that's the real, it's all about the testimonials. And I'm glad everyone here has got, you know, testimonials, or have heard the testimonials, because in any business, it's always about the evidence, you know, and if you don't, you know, you may have all the hype and all that, end of the day, it's the testimonials and the evidence. And the beauty of what we are doing is, whilst we're, you know, healing ourselves, we're also taking a lot of people out of poverty. For me, that was a big one, because end of the day, you know, Manoj always says it's, you know, he could have kept this billion and made 20 billion, whatever. But he said, what's the use? What am I going to do with it? You want to ruin my son's life? And so it's all, he always talks about his purpose, how important the purpose is for all of us here. You know, yes, we all need the money, of course, to pay the bills and all. But the big picture is, I think, what his vision of what this water is going to do. And he's got the capacity to add a lot of value. I know there's a lot of stuff to come, because he's obviously doing it step by step, just like the coin he shared. Thanks, Elaine, for that beautiful video, because that shows how, you know, he can take a simple thing and change and make millions. And that coin, everybody will want it. And I said to Steve and to Lisa, that make sure that this coin is marketed through the network, but through people who are founding members, because we should be able to open up many doors just using that coin.
Thank you, Robert. That's great. So we'll have some more people sharing at the end of the presentation today. So let's get on with that. So today I'm taking a bit of a rest. I'm going to sit down and watch what people do and how they do it. So Coleman, I've known for quite a long time. And yesterday we met, but we've known a long time, but yesterday we met for the first time. I didn't realize he was so tall, but there's a few people I saw that were shorter than I thought they were, and a few people taller. You know, it's quite funny really when you see people for the first time on the video on the screens. You think, oh right, that person looks, you know, normal, everything else, and then you find them, you're looking up at them. You know, it's quite a feeling. So yeah, so Coleman, I've known a long time. We met for the first time yesterday. He's no different from when we met on the screen. You know, he's a very humble guy himself. He wants to help a lot of people, and that's his aim and name and game. And today he's also in the digital marketing field. He's been in networking just as long as I have. In fact, we were in Amway at the same time, so we know similar people and backgrounds and all that. So it's quite good reminiscing about all that. But yeah, he's been in digital marketing for quite a while, so he understands, you know, the sort of screenshots and things he does, and the presentation slides that he's done for Rebecca, who's at corporate, and other people is brilliant. You know, he spends quite a bit of time doing. He knows it. You know, he works with Canva and other software. But today he's going to talk about what we have for free from Truly, which is NowSite, and it's going to give you a little bit of insight into how you can use it. You know, it's the free site actually does a lot. But obviously, if you upgrade, if you decide to upgrade, and I say to people, don't upgrade if you can't afford it, because you've got something very good for free. You know, if you can afford it, do it. And if you can't, wait till you've got some money. You know, you're going to grow this. This is going to be around for life. This business, if you like, you know, the water, once you start on the program, why would you give it up if it's helping you hydrate yourself? You know, the older you get, the more hydration you need. There's more issues that happen when we get older with arthritis and all the other things, dementia, etc. You know, we can slow a lot of these things down by being properly hydrated. And when you're hydrated with the sort of hydration we've got from Manoj, and I bet there'll be more to come in the future as well in terms of the hydration and how we can improve our own health. You know, it's just something you're going to stay on for life. So bear that in mind. So, you know, you may not build a big business within a year, 2 years, 3 years, but, you know, a few years down the line, you will have shared it with a few people, and you never know, you know, how big it will grow for you, because you just don't know. So, I mean, I will bring somebody else in later, you know, who's invited people to the group, and it's made an impact on those people, and we'll talk about that. But, you know, it's amazing that Manoj made such an impact on a lot of people. And in fact, I talked to somebody today who unfortunately their upline couldn't make it, but the person that was in the business could have made it, and she would have loved to have been there. She now wants to go to the States to meet him. So it just shows, you know, people have his little video makes an impact on people, his cause, his reason, etc. It resonates with a lot of people these days. And I think that's the key thing, you know, the unfairness that's going on in the world and how we can help address that. And if we have a small part to that, then why not? So Coleman's going to show us, you know, how to sort of contact more people through NowSite, and then we're going to move on, and after that I'll introduce, or Coleman will introduce the next speaker, and we'll go from there and see how it goes. And at the end we'll finish off questions, and then anyone who wants to say any more about what happened yesterday, or any personal feelings about what they saw yesterday, that's great, we'll share that. So let me just share, Coleman, and then you can come on. Or you can start talking now. Over to you, Coleman.
Perfect. Yeah. So I think you're going to be sharing the slides here as well now. I see that there's kind of like a banner above it there. So I suppose I'll just kind of talk through this slide and maybe the next slide, and then I'll go into a screen share myself to show when I log into NowSite. I don't know if those black marks are still kind of covering part of the screen, are they, guys?
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
I forgot how I got rid of it last time.
Yeah, I think it was down at the bottom. There's a way of hiding control panel or something like that.
I should have not shared that bit first then. Hold on. It was at the bottom, that's why.
No worries. I just wanted to give a big shout out to Michael, my good friend and business partner there from Spain. He's on the call as well. Great to see you here, Michael.
Carry on talking, and I'll bring the
Hi,
slides
Coleman.
up.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Michael. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what I'll do now at the minute, so I suppose what I could do, Derek, rather than pulling up the slides, I could just go straight into NowSite, will I?
Yeah, okay, let me let you share. Yeah, do that, and then I'll...
Right, okay. So let me see if I can share my screen here now. So I've click on share, and then I'm going to minimize. And so let me go to noise side. Okay, so first I'll show you how you get to noise side. Okay, so can you see my screen okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so as you log into your back office stuff, you're going to have your details here. Then you can go directly to the shop for the best offers. You can manage your subscription. Then you can go into your back office directly and look at the overall building blocks of your business. And then you go to noise site. And quite a lot of people, noise site is not unique to us. What is unique is the fact that Truly have been able to reach out to noise site and bring on board where we've got a free version of it that we can use to build our business and use it as a building block, So you just click on noise site, okay? It's going to open up here now. And as you can see then, you've got a 7-day trial. So you can pay yearly and it's only $15 a month, or you can pay monthly and it's only $19 a month, or you can just use it for free. So I'm going to use the free version just to show you a few little things that we can do with it. So I'll just log in here. Okay, and as you scroll down here on the left-hand side, you can see you can write a message. You can go to your contacts, your lists, your prospects. Then you see other options there to do with email, websites, and a few other things. And then at the very bottom here on the left, you see Teams. So you click here. And the first thing that opens up is this avatar, this video. Okay, this image here. This is actually a 24/7 AI assistant that you can ask ask any question at all, and they're being coached and trained and being given all the information about the Truly products and the Truly compensation plan and the actual business itself. So let me give you an example rather than me talking about it. So say, for example, I want to post something on one of my Facebook pages. Okay, so I'm going to ask the avatar here, please write me a short, engaging, if I can spell would be okay. Engaging Facebook post that shows the benefits of true hydration. Okay. So I just need to click return. You can see it's spinning here on the right-hand side. So this is a little bit like ChatGPT, but it's the fact that it's about our products, about our company, about our benefits. So here you go. Quench your body's thirst with Truly's collection, True Hydration. Improve energy, enhance sleep quality, and boost your overall well-being and refreshing with every refreshing sip. Now, this guy's going to actually talk here as well. Can you hear that?
Can you turn the volume up?
Not really.
Okay.
Right. So he's talking there, but obviously you can't hear it properly through the system here. So in a nutshell, he's just reading out exactly what it's given me here. But now here's a little trick. What am I going to do? I'm going to copy this. Okay. And then I'm going to go over in here into team content. And then I'm going to click on products and click on hydration. And I see a lovely little image here. So I'm going to grab this image here. I'm going to download this image. Okay. Save that directly to my computer. And I'm going to shoot over to my Facebook. So let me go over into Facebook. Or this can be Instagram, or you can tailor it for any of them at all. Let me go into a page that I've set up directly for this. So it's purehydration.health. Okay. And every single one of these posts that I've done here, I've done using this AI assistant. Okay. So I'm just going to go up to the top of the page here now. I'm going to put up that image that it gave me. So here it is here. There's the image. And I'm just going to copy and paste. Quench your body's thirst with Truly Collections True Hydration. Improve energy, enhance sleep quality, and boost your overall well-being with every refreshing sip. with a refreshing sip. I'll change that with every refreshing sip. Perfect for daily lifestyle support and hydration at a cellular level. Stay vibrant, energized, and simply unstoppable. And it even gives you hashtags, True Hydration and Wellness Journey hashtag. So I just click post. I don't want to add a button to that at the moment. There you go. Perfect. Now, the thing about that is if I wanted to write something like that, I'll be quite honest, I wouldn't have been able to do it that quick. And I probably wouldn't have been able to write something as engaging in that. Now, I'm going to give you another example. I'm going to grab this text here. Okay. And this is all geared around sharing content, because as soon as you get a comment underneath here, so if somebody comments underneath here, oh, I love this, and then I write back to them, fantastic. If you're open to finding out more information, I can send you a few videos. So then the whole idea is about engaging people and going back to them and sharing those 2 videos that we share with people, the intro video, the small billions and change video. And then if they come back with questions in relation to the product and hydration, then we can share the 3-minute video that talks about and explains hydration. But I'm going to show you another little trick here. For you guys that love to have videos, I'm going to go into a different platform here. I'm going to Flexi. This is called Flexi. Now, from a business point of view, this will only cost you $28 per month, right? I can write scripts or anything in here. Where do you see this? So I'm going to go idea prompt. Okay, so I'm going to click here. And I'm just going to copy and paste that exact same text in there. So, and this is going to create me a video in less than 5 minutes. Now, what type of video do I want that to be? Well, I want it to be refreshing, I suppose. Purpose, let me see, daily wellness. What kind of people am I targeting? Health enthusiasts. Click next. Just give it a second to pop up there. Isn't it amazing when you do it live that it takes a little while longer? Now, portrait, this here, portrait, is if you're doing like a stories or a reels or Instagram, or if you want to use it for TikTok. I'm going to use it directly for Facebook here. So I click on this size. Your square would obviously be more and around YouTube, and you can even use on Facebook as well. And landscape is just your normal YouTube, and you can use that for Facebook as well. Now, here's the thing. Look at this. I can pick any language I want out of these 20 or 30 languages here, but I'll leave that in English. Stock media, or I want AI media images. I'll just leave it as stock media. I'm going to click submit. It's going to create a full-blown video for me in, by the time this blue line gets to the end of this blue line, which is roughly about 2 or 3 minutes. It's going to be a video with text. It's going to be a video with images and clips and everything. So I don't know if you're going to hear this. So let me test if you can hear this. Just a second there for it to populate. Can you hear that?
I can hear it, but it's not very loud. But it's hearable, yeah.
Right, okay. So let me just make it bigger there. Okay.
True hydration, your daily wellness elixir. Are you ready to unlock boundless energy and better sleep? Eat Truly Collections.
Now, obviously, I would change the slide.
For your daily wellness journey. Every sip hydrates deeply, energizing you from within. Perfect for busy days, True Hydration keeps you vibrant and unstoppable, fueling your lifestyle with healthful benefits. Say goodbye to restless nights and hello to peaceful slumber. Enhanced hydration promotes balanced sleep cycles, helping you wake refreshed and rejuvenated. But this isn't just hydration, it's a holistic boost to your well-being. Stay vibrant and nurtured, supporting your body in ways you've never imagined. Ready to transform your wellness routine? Sip on True Hydration today and feel the difference. You hydrate right, you live bright.
Now, obviously, there's a lot of different things you can do in here. So you've seen an image coming up there that I didn't like. So let me just pull this image up here. Where did I see it? I think it was this one here. Yeah. Obviously, that's not geared around us here because it's a completely different product. So what I would do here then is click on that image. Let me see. Yeah, click here. And then I go into my, and see all these images here. I got these directly from NoiseSite. So what I would do then is I would probably add this one because I love this one for some reason. The colors are nice in it. I would select that. So I'll do that again. So that's going to change that on there. Obviously, then you can go through and you can change it around. Now you can add music. You can change the voiceover. So I'll put in music here. Let me put in music. What kind of music would I like there? So I'll put in corporate. Or what I'll actually put in is refreshing. Believe it or not, there's refreshing music. Refreshing. And all this is royalty-free music, royalty-free imaging, and everything else. So let me see what this one sounds like. No. Not too bad. I'll pick that one just for now. Okay. You can hear the music, and then you go over here and you put the music up higher. So you get the idea, guys. Okay. So that's just part of what can be done with it that way. Is there anything else that you want me to cover there in relation to NoiseSite? I can jump on through a few more things here. Maybe I just go through what's on the panel here on the left-hand side. Would that be okay, Derek? Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe just give a little bit of a talk on, because at some stage people will be able to maybe upgrade if they can afford to as they grow their business, etc. What more things are available? Just to give people an idea what's there for us even in the future.
Right. Well, let me log into an account that I've actually upgraded into. So this one here.
Holman, excuse me.
Yeah.
Can you just explain how we get into NowSite for the very first time, having clicked the black button?
So now there might be a bug in the system in relation to that. So let me see if John, if I can actually log in through my partner's account just so I can see what comes up on the screen. So let me just try that here. So I'll log out. So I'll log out here. And let's see, can I log in under my partner's account? So, whoops, just give me a second there. Good job, I'm wearing my watch. Not to log me in there already. Now, so now I'll be able to see exactly what you see there from the first time, because I've worked with NoiseSite before, so it was slightly different. It was taking me directly into an account, okay? So same thing, you'd log into your account as normal, John, here, okay? Then you go over here where you see the NoiseSite black button, as you said, and you click that. And then it's going to give you these options here, okay? So initially what you want to do, if you want to bypass this and just use the free system, you just click log in here in the top right. And I'm seeing now, let me try Marian's. I'm going to try a different email here, Marian's email. So, because I already had accounts with NoiseSite. So Marian, Bracken, I'm just going to see. Just give me a second there. Play. See, I don't know if this is going to give you an option to create an account, or will it automatically just set up an account for you? Yeah, this seems to be something that I've seen happening here. So what I'm going to do, is that what you find yourself, John, as you were trying to log in?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So because I don't see anywhere here that you can click to register.
No, correct.
So what I'm going to do,
I spoke to virtually everybody yesterday who may have an idea, and not a single one of them had any idea how to create it. They all said they were going to follow up and try and get it sorted, and then pass
Right.
the info on, but nobody had any clue. They were all of the opinion that something needed to change, but they didn't know what.
Right. Okay. So what I'll do is I've already identified that with Paul and a few other people. And it's kind of different for me and Derek because me and Derek had used NoiseSight before. So as I was logging in here, for example, once I log in with this account here that I use for TikTok, that's an account that I already had set up, and all I did was change the email. So I already had a NoiseSight registered an account. But one thing it did do, let me see. Let me try Maureen's again. I remember when I went in with that other email. Let me just double check that email. I'll go back over to NoiseSight here again. Yeah, what I do is leave that with me. I'm going to get Rebecca to look at that first because I do think that there's a missing connect here where people need to register first before they can actually physically log into an account.
Yeah.
So that could just be a simple thing that NoiseSight have just to get their IT guys to link it together in the back end.
Yeah.
And I'll get that put in place. What day is tomorrow? Tuesday. I'll make sure that's put in place tomorrow at some stage.
Okay, no, thank you.
No problem. So let me just log into this account now, which is a paid version at $19 per month. Okay. Now you see there's a lot of information and different things here. As you log into this on a daily basis, it's going to tell you that your social media post is now ready. Okay. It's actually going to do a post for you. So let me click on the post. This is the very first benefit. Okay. So you click here. And it's going to ask you what kind of post do you want to do. And you can click here. You can do a caption with a suggested image. You can do a selfie AI, short text only, long caption. It's going to give you a caption for a video, image, and a few other different things. But also what you can do is you can click here, click surprise me, and AI is going to do it for me. So it's actually going to create a post and an image. And then obviously we can tailor that to make it work. Because it's not always about posting about Truly or about our products. It's about posting content that engages people where you can then redirect them to what it is we do with Truly, okay? So then, here we go here. So it's giving me this one here. Embrace the journey, blah, 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 blah. Life's challenges, shape your strengths. That's something that somebody might want to use, okay? Then you can obviously go down here. You can have true collection. Okay, objective, educate. What do you want to post about? So this, instead of going with the surprise, so 10 benefits of true hydration. Or you could put in a simple and easy recipe for the morning time to help you energize yourself. There's a whole heap of different things you can do, but I'll just do this for now. Click generate, and it's going to generate an image and the text for me over here that then you can click directly and just post, save, and put on to your Facebook. I'll let that generate that part for me. So there you go. Let's see what image it comes up with. And let's read what it said here. Let's dive into a refreshing world of true hydration with Truly Collections. Discover how staying hydrated boosts your energy, enhances skin health, supports digestion, and keeps your mind sharp. Embrace these benefits for a vibrant life. Hashtag true hydration, hashtag healthy living, hashtag Truly Collections. Now, obviously, you can change that image if you want to and use some of the images that we give you in here. So let's go to the next step. Obviously, then can write messages. So I'll bypass that. You can train your AI in here. So as you first log in, you're going to actually give information about yourself so that it actually thinks and it's an extension of you. Okay, so you can tailor that. That's something that we'll cover in another day. Now, who here is familiar with Eric Worre, Network Marketing Pro?
Yep, very much so.
Right, okay. Now, we all know that Eric is a massive influencer once it comes to network marketing, and he's also been on corporate boards, and he's really the guy who's out there in the field and making sure that network marketing is recognized and people do it professionally. Okay, you have actually got Eric in here. Eric is actually part owner of Noisite, and that's only within the past 12 months from being part of Noisite that I actually know that. So you've got an avatar here 24/7 that you can ask a world-renowned expert your questions in relation to network marketing. So somebody give me a really short question, and I'm going to ask Eric.
What's different about this water than just a normal bottle of water?
Right, okay. That a little bit specific to do with Truly, but let's see what it is.
Okay.
So no, I can do it. I can do it, yeah. So what's different about true hydration and ordinary? How do you spell ordinary? Or
INARY.
ARY, ordinary. Well, he'll know. He'll get it, yeah. Ordinary water. Within networking. I will take out the networking part. Let's see what Eric comes back with now. He might be more geared towards networking and direct sales, but let's see what he comes up with. And it's actually his voice as well, which is amazing. So you can see it spinning here in the back end. Now, where this really kicks off for you is you've got two personal assistant AIs that work 24/7 for you. That means that if you've got any questions, you don't need to be putting them into a WhatsApp group and waiting for somebody within the WhatsApp group to come back to you an hour later. It's actually there for you at your fingertips. Now, I don't know if Eric is on holidays at the minute, but he doesn't seem to be answering that question first. But let me do this a different way. Let's go back over to, let's ask him something about networking instead. Let's see. Eric AI. That does seem to be stuck there, doesn't it? Right. Let's leave Eric there.
Are you able to refresh it or anything, Coleman?
Huh?
Are you able to refresh it or anything?
Yeah, just refreshing the whole page there now, yeah. Might be because I'm jumping around there. So let me ask him a different question in relation to networking. The other avatar, the little guy that we had there with the dark hair, he's the guy you ask all the truly type questions to. But there, Eric obviously is about networking. So how to build a fast moving foundation that turns over 1 million per year. Let's see what Eric says to this. Okay, so is Eric working for us today? That's strange, isn't it? We'll give him another 10 seconds. If not, we'll move on to the websites and everything else.
I can see it whirring on the right-hand side. It's doing something.
Yeah, that's usually what it does. It'll do that for like 1 or 2 minutes, and then it'll actually just populate all the text here in the chat box. And then Eric will come on and actually say he'll read the transcript, you know.
Right.
So
it might
Eric
be
does,
because you got the Zoom on as well, because it works very, very fast for me. Very fast. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking myself. So let me jump into the other aspects here. Okay, so Train my AI. Then we've got Eric. Then you've got your contacts. Now the contacts in the CRM, that all comes in on a higher up unlimited level. So I'll bypass that. I'll go into Teams here. We haven't got Teams. Where's the websites? Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Websites. No, it's not showing me the websites for this neither. Strange. But there's a whole marketing system down here. So just to give you an idea, as a person decides, there's different levels of upgrade. So once you decide to upgrade onto a higher level, okay, you'll actually have websites, you'll have an email, CRM, and all that kind of stuff. Now, basically, in a nutshell, the way I read a bit of text there, and it done an image for me, and it gave me what to write and all that kind of stuff. And then I was able to transfer and create that into a video. You can do the same thing here for a website. And it's unlimited websites, whether that be capture pages, whether that be landing pages, or full-blown websites. And you actually would go on and chat here. You'd put in the name of the website, you would put in the URL that you want to use, and you'd put in the industry and then the subcategory. And then you click a button and you'll see the little thing spinning around in a circle, and that'll actually create a full-blown website for you. Okay. So from this aspect, based on the options that we have here, I'm just going to go across to the other one here. I'm going to go back into the free one. I log in here. I think it'll actually show me some of the websites that we get access to as a team, because as part of our team as well, any content that is built by Steve, email campaigns, websites, all that kind of stuff, like team content, we're going to get access to that. Okay. So say, for example, I click here on compensation opportunity, and then I click here. You can see this join the Truly collections template. You're going to get access to this website, and you can change it any way you want. So let me just open up this website. So there you go. You've got a nice image up here. You've got excited to boost your income. This is geared around the opportunity. Become a partner today. Obviously, as they click here, they would be going directly to your Truly website. It's going to give them more kind of snippet information here. It's going to give them testimonials, different things here. So there you go. And you've got your capture page. Let me go back in there again and click on products. Join the Truly Collections template. I think that's the same one I clicked on. Let's click on that, see is that one geared around products. Oh, that's an income one as well. We'll click on billions and change. You've got stuff on here to do with billions and change. You've got training in here as well. So you click in here. You've got all your different PDFs to do with salts and minerals, the frequently asked questions, before and after images. You've got stuff on here to do with products. You actually have a website here as well. Now you can use these templates outside of your actual Truly website. Okay. So I'll click on this, and this is the one geared around the product. So your body knows best products to support your healthy lifestyle. As they click here, that's obviously going to take them to your shop. You can see really, really good. As they click here, it'll take them to your shop as well. So really, really good. And then you've got a capture form. And the beautiful thing about this is you create the capture form and you capture a name and an email. And then you're building a newsletter or a list. Then you will have different emails over in here, a campaign of 7 different emails that will go out directly to those people. And then as it goes out to those people, you're going to have a CRM in here that basically is a customer relation management system that's going to capture everybody's name, details, phone number, and then you can interact with them, whether it be by email, ring them up and set up Zoom, set 3 ways or whatever way you want to do it, or basically just send out the 2 little videos to them. It's also going to give you access here to scripts. Okay, because sometimes people don't know what to say. Script 1. Hey friend, I recently started using some amazing natural products for from a brand called Truly. Their skincare and wellness range is all natural, super effective. I thought of you right away and would be open to learning more. You can use that. Or you can do what I do and go over in here and ask our friend here, write me a short email. I'm going to say email this time, a short email to invite somebody to find out more about true hydration. Or you could put an opportunity there if you wanted to. This is just an example. You can write anything in there. And you can do this from now as soon as once we get it set up that you just can log in, you know. So let's see if this guy is going to work, or is he not going to work because we're doing a Zoom share? Oh, he's working perfectly. Now I'm going to not get him to reply to that. So here you go. So it's giving you a full email, discover the benefits of True Hydration. I hope this finds you well. I'm excited to invite you to explore True Hydration, a beverage designed for effective and complete cellular hydration without added sugars or salts. And he'll talk as well. This unique formula uses pure water blended with essential electrolytes for optimal well-being. Join us to learn more about True Hydration, how it can enhance your daily life. We're looking forward to sharing this refreshing journey with you. And that's just in the version of an email. Now I can say to him, can you also write me a cold contact email to intro just the Truly opportunity. Let's see what he writes here. And this is all just based to save you time. The whole idea behind this is that you can go in here and you can set up a 20 campaign email system within an hour. Okay, so let's see what he's written here. Explore a thrilling new venture with Truly Collection. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to introduce you to a Truly Collection opportunity. It's more than a business. It's a chance to share revolutionary hydration products and earn rewards. With no sign-up costs and the potential to earn commissions, that might be the opportunity you've been searching for. And that's just a short email. So guys, I hope this made sense. I hope that it's not going over your head a little bit. And I hope I haven't thrown too much information at you all at the one time. But if there's any questions, feel free. We'll do a questions and answers at the end of it, okay?
Also, Coleman, just while you're on that, first of all, you want to play around with this. You can't break it. So really, really play everything, press all the buttons, etc. And then down on the bottom right there, there's a little guy, a little chat button. If you get stuck on anything, just click on that. Can you show that? Yeah, that one there.
Yeah.
And you can actually, according to the times of days they're open, you can get responses either straight away or, you know, it might be half a day or a day away. But they promise to answer within 24 hours. So all your answers there. So there's help and support. Obviously on the paid side you get a lot more than that. I decided to go all in just to because I'd already had a membership and they've even created a website for me and a funnel and all kinds of other things. Steve's actually done a 7-day for the free ones. Steve's done 7 days of emails from the minute somebody gets in touch with you through to follow up, and he's going to be doing a 30-day campaign because some people don't always you know, want to find out straight away. They're interested in receiving the emails. They can opt out if they want. So you got 30 days of emails going to people, and at some point they might come back to you. I don't know how many of you done campaigns like that before, but it's useful when it's all done for you. So it's done for you, basically business. But don't just use this and assume that just because you're using this that everything will happen, because, you know, we've got to use a number of different things. And at the end of this, I'll quickly go through some stuff I'm doing on LinkedIn, and it's actually working. You know, from the time we got an our site, I use some of their stuff, and I've already got 6 leads I'm speaking to. So that, you know, there's lots of ways of using all this. So thank you very, very much, Coleman. I'll let you introduce the next speaker.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks a million. So let me just stop sharing there for a second. Okay, so it gives me great pleasure now at this stage. I want to introduce you to a long-term friend as well. I've known Paul Agnes for over, Paul, was it 15 years, 20 years? Yeah. It's in and around that anyway. So Paul,
About 20 years.
yeah, so Paul, as you know, has got years and years of experience within the network marketing world and within direct sales. He's even been involved in the corporate aspect as well. And Paul has got his own spin when it comes to how to approach people, and he's very good to do with email marketing and social media and all that kind of stuff as well, and YouTube. So I'll let you introduce yourself, Paul, and dive in, and over back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Coleman. I hope all of you loved what you've just seen there, because that's the first time I've actually seen it working properly and what you can do with it. And you think, wow, the tools we're getting that we can use once we've set it up and we've learned it. And like everything's a learning game. It doesn't matter whether you've got white hair like me and you've been doing it forever. I think it's about 42 years now. I think I've been involved in network marketing on and off. I joined it in 1980. With a great company called Amway, which is still here today. And I went from there on to Herbalife. But in my Amway days, I actually met Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel, the founders, and had a good chat with them. And then when I went into Herbalife, I met Mark Hughes, the owner, and got to know Mark. And Jim Rohn became my mentor. And I still speak to Larry Thompson, who was number 3 on Facebook. A lot of people say, I don't like Facebook. I say, that's okay. But the reality is that's where lots of people are. You know, they go, what about this? What about this? But they always go back to Facebook because it's actually a very easy platform to work around. I'm looking forward to listening to what Derek's got to say a bit later because, yes, I'm on LinkedIn, but I don't find it an easy platform. But he's got some easier ways for us to get around it. But in that time working with Herbalife and other people since, I told, when I met Manoj yesterday, I said to him, you know, that I feel this company's got what those 2 great giants have got, which is passion and a purpose, which that's what it's all about. But during my time of struggle, heights, I've made some 6-figure incomes here and there, and I've gone minus as well. So a lot of you have probably done the same. But I've always favored the underdog. So I always talk about the elephant in the room. Which, you know, for years, I used to have, as well as network marketing, I used to also had a wedding card business and you get to meet people. And I had a classic car sales business and you get to meet more people. And I did very well in that business because I always got my customers who bought a car off me to come back, you know, and bring their friends back and see me. So I used to call it returning to the scene of the crime, you know, because a lot of people will sell cars. They go, oh, don't want to see him again in case it breaks down. Well, why would you think like that? You know, I want that customer to keep coming back. And Jim always said that. Would you like 3,000 people or 300 people to always buy off you year after year after year because they like, know, and trust you? I said, yeah, he said, trust me, the 300 will make you a lot more money. So I've always favored the underdog who's sort of never been in this business before, wants to earn money. We all need to make more money from home. The job market isn't what it was. It's never going to be like that again. So we have to find ways of working from home, regardless of what age we are. And, you know, it's not a case of, oh, you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, life's become a struggle. No, people are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, and life continues to be a struggle. You know, you can't live on your pension. You can't live on these things. It's not enough. We've always got too much month at the end of the money. And that's a fact of life. So people are now looking for different ways of making money. And a lot of it is in how we approach them, what we say. We don't want to be too pushy. People hate pushy. But a lot of it is in wording and what we say and how we say it. And we'd like them. I've always wanted people to want to work with me. You know, one of the people on the screen today, Martin, he reminded me yesterday that, you know, we've known each other and been working together on and off for 40 years. That's unbelievable in network marketing, you know. So it's an industry that's going to be here but there's another way of calling it what it is, and I use that way. So I look at it. People say to me, "I'd like to get into business, but I don't want to recruit. I don't want to build a team." Then, as Jim would say, you're not going to make much money. You've got to have people. You've got to have people. So, you're going to get people that say, "But I don't want to recruit. I don't want to get people." Oh, okay, that's okay. And I immediately say to them, "I'm only looking for people like me that just want to drink the water to feel better and live a healthy life." Oh, right. I said, "I'm just going to be using this for myself ongoing because of the results I'm getting. I'm looking for people just like me, just to be consumers." And they go, "Oh, okay. Well, if I can just drink it for myself, yeah." But the reality is that people that don't like to introduce people and introduce their friends and family and recruit know other people who don't like to introduce family and friends who don't like to recruit. They know at least 5, and we only want 3, and it's free. So that if they get a result on the product, which they will do, something's going to happen to them. They're going to talk to the other people that don't want to introduce people. And they go, "Well, yeah, you know what I'm like? I don't like recruiting, but I tell you, this water is amazing stuff. It's lovely stuff." "Oh, good. But have you building a team?" "No, I'm not building a team. I'm just taking it for myself." "Well, does that mean I can take it for myself?" "Yeah, sign me up." What have you just done? And it honestly happens. But if you go out looking for top leaders that are in the industry, you know their names, you're thinking, "Oh, they'd be good for this." You're not going to get them. And do you know why? Because you're not a top leader. And it's a weird thing with some of these big earners. They only want to be signed up by big earners. And if you're only making 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a month, they don't even look at you, which I always find quite sad. So even when I suppose out of the 40 years, I suppose 2/3 of that I've lived off it. Network marketing, I've always lived off it. And not many people do. They just do it part-time. And I said, I've earned enough to keep myself and make sure it's going to go well. So I just said, I just want the ordinary person, because the ordinary person knows lots of other ordinary people. So how many of you know 5 real big leaders? Not many people. How many of you know lots of people who just want an extra 200, 300, 400 a month? All of us do. So that's what I've always focused on, that kind of area. So it never bothers me when someone says, "I don't want to introduce lots of people," because I know how they feel. And then they say, "Well, it's okay for you because you're happy talking." And so I wouldn't know. I couldn't get on the phone and talk to people. That wouldn't be me at all. I wouldn't know what to say. I'd stand up and my legs would sit down. Okay. So they would find all ways to not do it. So my job has always been find ways to help them to do it. I'm not going to do it all for them, but if I come up with, let's say, "Well, do you think you could do that?" And they go, "Yeah, I think you can do that." And I always do that. "Do you think you could do that?" I always nod, and they go, "Yeah, I think I could do that." If I said, "Do you think you could do that?" They go, "Oh no, I couldn't do that." I was working with a lovely friend. Martin knows him probably. I got a lovely guy. He's 82 now, but he looks younger than me. And I'm in my 60s. I'm nearly retired. But Mike Willis, and we were doing something once at a training center. And he explained how if you said something and the way you said it in those words, and you just change the word and say it differently, how different it comes across and how people listen to you. And he said, "Okay." And he said, "Let me give an example." And he said, "I'm going to just say this little sentence. I didn't mean to kill your dog." And people looked and said, and he said, "Let me say it in a different way. I didn't mean to kill your dog. I didn't mean to kill your dog. I didn't mean to kill your dog. I didn't mean to kill your dog." Do you see how the same sentence has a different meaning in what you emphasize? So as soon as I see or someone speaks to me and they're emphasizing to me about what they don't want to do, I will find the things that they do want to do. And we can get back to that other stuff later. Larry Thompson used to say, "It's like eating a bologna sandwich." I have no idea what a bologna sandwich tastes like, but Larry always said, people don't like the crust. So if you eat the crust first, The rest becomes halal. I said, yep, I get that. I quite get that. So I'm going to cover three subjects tonight. And don't worry about slides and things, because I'm going to be working with Coleman, which he doesn't know this yet, but I'm going to have these things on sort of screenshots, and Coleman's going to put it into like a document for me, so we can just have it into our WhatsApp group. So if you want to see screenshots of what I'm explaining, so it makes more sense, because we live in pictures, you can, over the next day, so we'll have that in there. You can just click on it and say, oh, that's what Paul was talking about. There's the arrow. That makes sense. That's that little sentence he said. Now I get it. It's in front of me. So you don't have to write lots of notes, but if you listen to what I'm saying and then how I say it, you'll get it. Because I think home-based business also should be about fun. And there's not a great deal of fun on Facebook. But we can have some fun on Facebook. So I'm going to cover three things. One is, I covered a little bit of it last week, how to get people to contact you. I'm talking to you as if you're in a new business here tonight. You went to see Manoj yesterday, and today you said, I'm going to go for this. So immediately you say, oh, I don't want to get on the phone. Who do I contact? I haven't spoken to them for a long time, so they might think that I immediately want to sell them something. That's our natural thing, because that's how we feel when someone hasn't spoken to us for a while on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. Oh, you haven't been around for a while. All of a sudden, he's messaged me 4 times this week. What's he trying to sell me? And what does that do for you? Puts you off, doesn't it? Yeah. So I have a different approach to that, where I think, well, I want to contact them, but I'm going to reverse it. I want to use the law of attraction. So the law of attraction is, all of a sudden, they're going to see me watching them and seeing what they're doing and liking what they're doing and commenting what they're doing. Oh, Paul's watching me. Well, he's watching. He's made 3 comments this week. And people have Facebook, and we all say we don't want it, but we put a post up, and how many likes have I got? 6. God, miserable son. How might I've only got 6 likes? Well, I've got 32 likes. We all want to be liked, but we all like it when someone makes a comment. Oh, the other day I put a post up, and I do this every once in a while, and I put a post up and it says, right, next week, as in this week, I'm having a clear out. I've got 5,000 people on my Facebook that are supposed to be friends and 5,000 followers. Who the hell's following me? What are you doing? Get a life. And I'm having a clear out. So if I haven't had contact with you for the last 3 to 6 months, you're going to be removed. And all of a sudden, in the last 3 days, although I was out yesterday, as some of you know, I've had people messaging me, don't take me off. I'm always watching you. Don't forget me. I thought, oh, isn't that funny? But they are friends. But that little one post that said I'm going to start removing people has got people to suddenly come back to me. So number 1 is, I'm going to talk about how to get people to come to you. Number 2 is, this is what I say. Now, I'm putting it that way. You might not like the phrasing I use, and you can use it however you want, but this is what I say when someone says to me, hi, Paul, I haven't spoken to you for a little while. What are you doing these days? Because that's a question that people say, well, once they get back to me, what do I say? I don't know what to say. And I have a script. They go, is he reading something? Yeah. So this is what I say. I'm going to cover what I say. And the third one is, have you got your 3 yet? Now, some of you might have been in a week, a month. Have you got your 3 yet? That you can get your products for free. If you haven't, you can use my very simple senior moment mistake that I use on Messenger and on text. And it's a deliberate mistake, and it works. And it works for any business. I've even had people say to me, I did a little talk a while ago for some other business people, and they said, we could use that in our business, couldn't we? I said, it works for everything, especially if you've got a video. They go, all right, okay, that's good. So number 1, is that all right? Does that make sense? Yeah, Sinead's not in. Right. So number 1 is how to get people to respond back to you. So you go on Facebook, you click on the left-hand side where it says your name, and it comes up with your wall. Then you click on your friends. So I do it that way because faces come up, and obviously you'll have screenshots of this later in the week. So it comes up with your name, and you've got all your friends. You can see photographs of your friends, and everything with that as well. Now, if you click on that, click on their name, so you get their wall up. You want their whole wall, so you can see what they're doing. Because the silly thing is, although there's 5,000 friends in my Facebook, do you think I see 5,000 people? No, I see about 25. Because I only see what most people are doing, and they see what some of the things I'm doing. So I go on their wall and I start to scroll down and see what they're doing. So I can see whether they're in a new business or not, or what they're doing, or they've had a party, and what's kind of going on. And I'll look at a few things and I'll start ticking, I'll start doing likes. And then I'll look at something else, especially if they've got something funny, and I'll start typing in there, oh, I love this, Barbara, that's great, I'm going to share it. And then, because also on Facebook, it tells you that someone has shared your post. So not only has this person got likes, they now know that I'm sharing their post. What am I doing? I'm getting some contact with them again, but I'm also promoting them. And what I also do quite often as well is I've got a friend in Peterborough. I'm further north now, but my friend in Peterborough sold me a car 15 years ago. He's got a roller blind shutter business. So anything to do with these electric roller blinds or doors on garages and shops and things like that and farms, he does them, installs them, and he's very cheap. Every now and again, I'll promote local businesses that I know, people I know, and I'll reshare their post again. And I'll say, oh, by the way, this is my friend, and he does a great service, recommend him highly, does rubbish, does whatever it is. They go, oh, thanks for doing that, Paul. Again, I've got contact with them without getting in contact with them. Does that make sense? Because I've promoted them. All of us want promotion. How many people would you like to come into your business and say, well, I've just shared your Truly business, I've just shared this can of water and stuff? Well, you will get that if they start to see that you're doing it for them. So whatever they're doing, I mean, I've had people in another network marketing business, nothing to do with me, they're not working with me, but if they're doing well in their business, I want to congratulate them for doing well in their network marketing business. Because we need to keep things in our home-based business area where people are doing well, because there's too many things crashing. There's too many scams out there. So if you've got someone that's a friend of yours, but they're not in business with you yet in what you're doing, but they're doing another program. Well, lots of people do more than one or two things. I used to do chauffeuring work when I was 26. I had a Rolls Royce and I had a phone in it. I was one of the first people that had a telephone in the car, and it was built in the car. Cost me £3,000. And that was in the 80s for a telephone. And if it rang and I was out of the car, it just said call. It didn't tell me who it was. There was no 1471. But I used to do work for Richard Branson, driving his buyers around. And I think, well, this is going to be really good, this, you know. But and again, somebody said, well, I might be doing something to do with that business. And Richard said, well, talking to him on a big event he had, he said, oh, I've got over 200 companies. I said, how do you run 200 companies? He said, I don't. I get nice people to run them for me. But I want them. I thought, right. He said, you know, not everyone does one thing. And we need to understand that in life, you know. We think that Truly is the most amazing thing, and it is, no question about it. However, people like to do what they like to do. And I remember being in Larry Thompson's face was unbelievable. I was in Dallas at a Herbalife convention, and they got me up because I speak funny because I'm English. And they knew I was doing fairly well. So I got up and I was doing my bit. And I said in front of about 2,000 people, if Herbalife stops you doing what you really want to do, it's not worth doing. Now, everyone's seated, and at the back, Mark Hughes, Larry Thompson, and Jim Rohn are standing. And Jim's looking at me kind of grinning. And all of a sudden, it's like the room's gone very quiet. Larry Thompson's looking at me with daggers, thinking, what are you saying, young man? You know, if Herbalife stops you doing what you want to do, it's not worth doing. And all of a sudden, Mark Hughes started clapping. And when Mark claps, everyone claps. And also, because Mark was grinning, also he looked at Larry and he clapped. And then I said, okay, some of you may not have understood what I was getting across, but Mark did. And he said, yes, I did. I said, the idea of a home-based business is to earn some extra money, but have some fun with it. So if it stops you playing tennis, is it worth it? If it stops you working with your kids, is it worth it? Probably not. So people these days are coming into the home-based business, but it's got to fit around what they do. But what we do is we waste too much time on social media. It's a fact. We waste so much time on social media. It used to be, we used to say, oh, I spend hours watching television. Well, we don't now. We don't watch television. We watch Netflix. We don't watch Dead Enders and Emmerdale and them sort of things. We don't watch those. We watch programs we want to watch. We pigeonhole what we want to watch. But in the meantime, we've got to get some business in. So you go into your friends and seeing what they're doing, even if they're doing something else, another business, congratulate them for what they're doing, because we want more successful companies. We want to promote each other. So do that and like it and say, oh, I love this, I might share it. And then you start getting a few shares. Oh, that's really good. And if you did that for about 3 or 4 days, nice comments and stuff, you haven't spoken to them for a while, you'll find, because it happens to me, they will suddenly contact you. And they go, oh, well, how are you doing, Cynthia? I haven't spoken to you for a while now. How are you doing? So you might have different answers. You're probably going to use our very clever Now site to maybe put something together to give you that answers. But up until now, I've not had Now site. So this is what I use. I use something like this. And I go, Paul, I haven't spoken to you for ages. How are you doing now? Are you still in the same place? No, I've moved further up north now. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Nearest shop is 8 miles, which it is. 8 miles away, nearest shop. Ah, it sounds idyllic. Well, it is, especially when you work from home. I love it. What are you doing these days? And I'm reading it because I'm looking at my laptop next to me here. So, but again, it will be available to you should you want it. What are you doing these days? I'm doing social level marketing. Sorry? I'm doing social level marketing. I market things that interest me and make money from home on a social level. Think about that wording. Yeah, I like Derek. Smile, Derek. I love that. Think about that working. I didn't say I did multi-level marketing or network marketing. I do social level marketing. I market, which I do, on a social level. Well, that's a good thing. That's oh, that's nice. That's happy then. Oh, so you're not like sales. Oh, no. You know, so and I do that so it makes me money from home. And then I've got a question for you. Do you drink water? He says, well, of course I do. Do you like it? Well, not tap water. No, I buy bottled water. Okay. I drink a new hydration drink, which tastes great because he just told me he didn't like the taste of water, and it makes me money. This is something that will bring cash flow, which everyone needs. Would you agree? I've just asked him a question. Would you agree? Yes, this brings cash flow that everyone needs. Would you agree? Well, yeah, of course I would agree. Yeah, doing something that we do every day. And he's looking at drinking water. You know, it's idiot proof, isn't it? Okay. Do you know 3 people who want to feel good and make money? And then your product can be free. So he's already told me he drinks water, doesn't like the taste of it, so he buys it. So there's a money aspect involved there. He's already spending money on water, he or she. And do you know 3 people? Well, yeah, I know 3 people who want to drink water. Well, you know, to feel better and make money. And you get your products for free. So there's a benefit there. There's a health benefit, feeling better, making money, and free. Well, that could be good. If you'd like a business that supports your goals. Now, I don't know what their goals are yet, but wouldn't it be nice to have a business that supports your goals? Would it be okay if I sent you a link for a little bit more information? And I always say that words, and I got it off a very good trainer. Would it be okay if I sent you a link? And they go, yeah. So I've told them I'm in social level marketing. I do marketing on social media from home with things that I like. I didn't say I did one thing. Actually, I've got an affiliate business. And I say things that I like. Therefore, they're going to say, oh, I can do something that I like. I'm not pushing anything down their throat. They go, okay, that sounds quite reasonable. Does that make sense? Yeah. Personally, I like the idea of working 5 to 10 hours a week instead of 40 plus. Right, I've got numbers in their mind now. I like the idea of working 5 to 10 hours a week instead of 40 plus. It's free to join, and you can see yourself living your life on your terms. How does that sound? They go, yeah, that sounds all right. And I sometimes say to them, I want to do a little trick with you. I said, it's not a gimmick, it's a little trick, but it's a bit of an awareness thing. Okay. I said, have you got your mobile there? Go, yeah. And I said, have you got a calculator on it? Yeah. So get your phone out. Can you just put in your calculator how much, don't tell me the figure, by the way, how much you take home per month? So put that figure in there. It's okay. How many days a week do you work? 5, 6? He said, oh, I work 5 days a week. Okay. So that's, you get weekends off. So if you divide that by how many days you're working, I said, yeah, so you did that. I said, how many hours do you work a day? So at least 8 or 10. Did that. Okay. So don't tell me the figures. I said, that's giving you a figure of what you earn per hour. Is that all right with you? And he says, well, no. Now, the reason I did that is I don't want to know what he takes home. No. But if he breaks it down, what you take up, what's on your phone. Now I got them to do it. So they've got it on their phone, what their take-home pay is. So I haven't asked them, how much do you make for a living, by the way? Because it's quite personal. I don't want to say, well, you're making 20,000, 30,000, 50,000. Well, people will always tell you they're making more than they're really telling. But if it's on their phone and they've got their calculator and they've just put in what they net, what they take home, and then they divide it by per week, and they say, right, now divide it by the hour. They go, well, is that it? No, I'm just over basic wage. Oh, are you? I didn't ask that question, but that's quite a simple thing. So I've covered that. Right, let me just a second. I've got another thing on the screen here. One sec. Right, I'm going to put that back up to there. Oh. Right, okay. So to get where I am with that, when you're in the Facebook, you're doing that, you can see that, you can go back into that and you can see what they're doing. You're promoting them and you've actually got them to realize that they're being watched, that they're being noticed. We all want to be noticed. Here's another thing. So the question is, the final one is, have you got your 3? Well, the other thing that other people don't look at and pay attention to is when you've got your square box up and it's got all the pictures of your friends on there. Also, in the bottom, I think it's either in bottom left or the bottom right-hand corner. This would be very valuable to because we don't notice it, but it's like a silent partner. In one of the corners, left or right, it also tells you how many people that you have as mutual friends. It could be 6. And it could be 136. So that person that you're looking at, that you're ticking like, and you've made a comment or you've shared their post, it's not just them that sees that. It's the mutual people that you and they know together. So if you just click on, before you've contacted them or they've contacted you, if you click on mutual friends, if your people say, make a list and get in touch with people about Truly, when you think, well, I don't know where to start on this list. But when you look at your friends in Facebook, that's a good place to start. And you think, oh, no. But before you've got to the bottom of your list, like line 2 or line 3, it says, I've got 32 mutual friends. Well, who are they? When you click on it, it shows you all those mutual friends. And if you just grab a pen and go, oh, Dave, Beryl, Sid, Derek, I never thought of that. All of a sudden, instead of you going all the way through the list to find the people you really want to work with, because that's what we want to do, we want to work with people we want to work with, you've just found them with a shortcut of who is your mutual friends. Do you get that? Yep. No, nobody's nodding. Martin is, yeah. But that was another one. And I've got that through some marketing guide I've taught. I never really thought about that. He said, well, you've got mutual friends. So when you post something, they see it and they're mutual friends because we're all connected, we're all linked. So, I thought, good point, very good point. But the third one is when I say, have you got your 3 yet? If you haven't, here's an easy thing you can do. You can use my very simple senior moment mistake that gets you more business. And trust me, it works. It's a bit of fun and it really works. And again, you go to your Facebook back office, you get your friends up like you did before. And this time, instead of clicking on their name to get their wall up, you'll see in blue, it says messenger, right? DM, you can direct message them. So instead of putting something on your Facebook, not everyone in your friend list is going to see your post possibly on Facebook yet because it hasn't got enough traction. So you want to get to people directly and maybe privately. And don't forget, these are supposed to be your friends. So is it spamming? So, well, do you know them? Yeah, they're my friends. Well, why is it spamming then? So you click on, if you hover your mouse where it says over their name, sorry, but get their name, hover your mouse over there, up comes the blue square that says message. Click on the message and you're going to put a message in there. And it's a little bit like Coleman just showed you. It's going to be copy paste. So you'll already have it copied. You just click it in there and send. Get the next one, hover over their name, up comes the blue box, click it, send. It takes absolutely seconds to do. So you've gone there, you click there, you've hovered over it, you've gone to the friends, you've clicked, you've opened to show their name, it shows their photograph, you've hovered over it, you've sent the PM message, and you've now clicked on it. You've opened the box to do that. Now, you say, okay, but what would I put in the message? You use my Hi Dave message. This message is called Hi Dave. And it simply says, hi, Dave. If you listen to how I'm phrasing this, hi, Dave. Here's that video that's making people money by drinking our water. And underneath that is a link, right? A video, a YouTube link. I've actually got it to my YouTube, but it's a video to YouTube, which is one of our very short 2.5, 3-minute videos talking about hydration and, you know, the 60% in your body and stuff like that. So it covers quite a bit. It's quite good. Then underneath that little link, so the writing, let me just see if I can do it like that so you can actually see it. Can you see that? Someone say yes, yes,
yeah,
no?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yep,
yeah.
okay. So you can see the writing is bigger, the link is smaller, and underneath that it says, and underneath that link, it says, I can't think of a simpler way. Can you? So I'm asking a question mark. So that's all you copy and paste into each of those messages. Hi, Dave. And you click that and you send to. So, and they will say, because you're sending it to men and women, they're going to say, he or she has sent me this by mistake. And like a newly painted park bench in a park, if you see a bench in a park and it's got a sign, wet paint, what are you going to go and do, right? You've got to touch it, haven't you? You've got to, you don't know if it's 4 hours old and you just think, oh, don't touch it. You're like, don't walk on the grass. You look around, you start walking on the grass. So you say, don't touch it. And you touch it. Now, they're gonna keep looking at that. Well, he sent it to me, Barbara. He said, hi, Dave. Silly old sod. Senior moment. Drives a Volvo. He sent this to the wrong person. But the link's in there, right? Curiosity's killing them. What is it? They're going to click the link. Now, they're going to click the link. You haven't even spoken to them yet. You haven't even spoken to them. So you've got people that you've liked and ticked from the first section. They're going to come back to you, going to go, what are you doing, Martin? What are you doing, Dermot? Haven't seen you for ages. What are you doing? You can use the social level marketing if you want, or you can use a Now site and make your own up. And then while you're waiting for people to come back to you, and while you're learning how to use Now site, you can use some Hi Daves. So send it to everyone who's not Dave, right? So any Daves you got, you change it to Beryl, right? You change that. Now, that little video link, you can put whatever video you like in there. But why not use one of the ones that we always use anyway? Because it's such a good video, isn't it? Okay, so going to use that. So you've now achieved what you wanted to achieve because you've got someone to look at your video without even speaking to them. The hours it saves you is immense. That simple little silly trick. Thank you, Cynthia. That silly little simple trick. It works. Trust me, it absolutely works because you're going directly to your friends on Facebook and they're saying, oh, Martin, you sent me this thing. And what's this? You sent it to the wrong person. So I had, and the other thing is you will be able to see, if you go to your messenger, you've got notifications and you've got your messenger. If you click on your messenger button on your Facebook, you can see who you've sent it to. So it shows you all the people that you've sent it to. So you get an idea. So if you say, right, well, I've done 10 today, I'll do some more tomorrow. You can go back in it and see where it was. You can go back to your friends, hover over their name, click messenger, paste it, gone, paste it, gone, paste it, gone. It's one of the fastest marketing things you could ever do that actually does get, it sounds old fashioned, but you know what? Someone said to me once, oh, yeah, the way you market, it's very old fashioned. I said, is it? Yeah. You know, he said, you've got to get up to date. You've got to do mail merge. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. I said, okay. But I said, you know, apparently somebody made the Ark and somebody made Titanic. Professionals made the Titanic and an amateur made the Ark. One stayed afloat and they come on 2 by 2. Now, if we have people coming into our business 2 by 2, would that be okay? Yes, of course it would. So, but I had a chap, Paul Bishop. It was in another business, and he said, but you can see this, all these notifications, and you can get, and they will, and trust me, they will get back in touch with you. Go, oh, by the way, you made a mistake. You sent me this thing, and I go, and I always say, I just type back and say, what did you think of the video? Because I know they've watched it. I know they've watched it. There's no way they haven't watched the video, you know. So Paul got back to me and he said, I had a friend, he said, I watched it 4 times and I loved it. Please send me your link. In other words, please send me your link to join. And I thought, that's pretty good. Now, here's a question for you. As an underdog, right? Someone who's frightened to call anybody. I don't want to ring my friends. I'm not speaking to my family. I'm not speaking to my broke neighbors. They won't lend me money. You know, could you send out 3 or 6 hi Daves a day? Yeah, an 8-year-old could do it, couldn't they? And that's hi. Thanks, Roberto. You know, but also you could do that on your phone. Mobile phones these days, we don't pay for telephone calls anymore, do we? It's unlimited calls, unlimited texts. Now, you can do it by email, but people don't always look at their emails. But the thing is with a mobile phone, they just, if they hear a bleep, how many times a day do we pick up our mobile phones? It really is addictive. And they go, oh God, I think, what's that? What's that? Well, it's got a link in it. People love videos. And if I've got a YouTube channel, if you want to use any of my videos that I've used for Truly, please do, because in the text box underneath, I say in capital letters, if someone has sent you this video, please get back to them and join them. I don't need to take anyone's people. So I will never steal anyone's people, would never do that. So I'm going to get this little simple slides, things like that, you know, put into a document that I can work with Coleman on. So if you want to click that document next couple of days, it'll be in the WhatsApp group and say, well, that's it. That's that thing was talking about. It covers, and that there'll be pictures to sort of show you, click this, click that. That's where the arrow is. That's where you'll see everyone's mutual friends. But the idea of the mutual friends is when someone does ring you and they get back to you and they go, well, this is really good, sounds good. Social level marketing, well, that sounds good. I market on the social level. Well, it sounds like you're having fun. I'm having a blast. And when I did my testimonial yesterday with Rebecca, she did the 3 things with me, and on the last one, I covered something with her, and she, for some reason, she just loved it. She just started laughing. She said, I like that. And I said, well, the funny thing is, people like water, don't they? People seem to love water. I said, you know, talking in Manoj's language, Americans, if you go on, we call it holiday or vacation, what do people want to do? They want to go by the water. They want to go by the sea. People naturally love water. I said, but if you're at home here in England, you want to go by the river. You want to go out on a boat. If you go out for the day, oh, just go by the river, go by the boat. I said, isn't it funny people like being near water? I said, now I'm drinking hydration. I'm near water every day. And I'm happy as Larry with it, you know. So all of us like to be near water, whether we're swimming in it, watching it, drinking it, whatever it is. And I don't know anyone that's allergic to water, do you? So nobody can really say, it's not my cup of tea, it's not for me, because it certainly is for them. Because I said, do you drink water? Well, of course I do. Do you like it? No. You know, as Manoj said yesterday, you know, who come up with the idea that we drink 8 pints a day, 8 glasses a day? There's a question. Well, would you like to drink 8 glasses a day or two cans? 2 cans. Okay. Which would suit you better? That's it. So those three things: how to get people to contact you, so they're coming back to you, and also they're coming back to you probably in your good time. So you'll have a steady stream of people contacting you to see how you're doing. I'm in social level marketing, having a blast, having a great time. What to say? And when you get going, and they're going, well, I don't know how to get my 3. And you say, do you remember that thing I sent you? Hi, Dave. Oh, yeah, that was a mistake. That was no mistake. Oh, you can use Hi, Dave. Oh, really? Yeah. Well, that's fun. It's kind of naughty, isn't it? Yeah. You know, when I used to live years ago, when someone said my marketing was old-fashioned, I sold these little burglar alarms. There was a company called Quorum, and I think the company I was with was called something else. They were volumetric shock, little box, and you put a key in it, and you could charge it up, and then put it anywhere in the house. You could walk about the house. The price of these things was £200, and that was like, was it late 80s, Martin? Was it about that time? Something like that, about 80s, 90s, early 90s. You could walk about the house and your dog could walk about, but if somebody moved, rattled a window or a door, the alarm would go off. Amazing thing. So if you had a motorhome, you can take it with you. You've now got an alarm in the motorhome. Well, what I used to do to get customers is I would get leaflets made up on bright yellow paper with bold black writing, and I would hire kids after school to come out leaflets in with me, and I'd pay them more than they would get anywhere else. And I said, right, this is how I want you to do it. Screw the leaflet up, roll it into a ball. They go, okay. I said, right, open the letterbox, throw it down the hall. They go, really? Yeah. And it was naughty. God, because when the owners come home from work, they've got a pile of junk mail on the floor. The letters that were handwritten, they'd open because it was from a friend or properly. Everything else was business and rubbish. And they'd walk down the hall, and there's this yellow ball down the hall with writing on it. So the writing was always on the outside, not the inside. So what's the first thing they do? They start to open it, put it against the wall, and they flatten it out with their hand, and they would call me. And they go, yeah, I don't know you've got doing your leaflets, sir, but they clearly don't like it because they just screwed it up in a ball and threw it down the hall. I said, no, I pay them more money to do that. They go, what? Why? I said, because you just called me. Hi, my name's Paul. How you doing? They go, oh, yeah, all right. And they start laughing. They go, what's this thing about this burglar alarm? Does it really work? I said, well, it does if you give me a cup of tea. I said, if I come round and demonstrate it, no strings attached, I don't want you to part with any money. Can I get a cup of tea before I go? Of course you can. What time suits you best, 7 or 8? All right, come round at 8 o'clock. And we'd go around there. And I did this trick. Again, silly little trick. I put that little alarm system inside the freezer, their freezer. We'd go 3 levels up to the top of the house. I'll say, right, rattle that window. We can hear this alarm going off. It was still loud, but it was inside the freezer. That's amazing. £200, just like that. I want one. And I said, I learned this from networking. Do you know anybody else that would like an alarm like that? Yeah. Who can you think of? Well, I got my mate Dave. Okay. All of a sudden, well, where does he live? Well, he lives up there. I don't really know that area. I do know that area. But I'd say to him, would you mind coming down with me and introduce me to your friend? Yeah, okay, I'll do that. And we get in there. And the other little trick I would do besides the fridge, I would say, oh, by the way, when we go up there, have you got a broom? Yeah, I've got a broom. Okay, can you bring it? Yeah, okay. And I said, when people are setting burglar alarms, they always forget one thing. So what's that? The loft. We lifted the loft, the alarm went off. I said, I work with the police. I work with Neighbourhood Watch. People will break into the back of your house when no one's watching, remove 10 or 12 slates, come through the roof, open the hatch because it's not alarmed or locked, come into your house, take everything, find out how to disable your alarm if you've got one, you probably haven't, and just walk out the door with it. All right. So my new customer would take me to his friend, and he's been telling his friend about my thing, and he said, let me show you how this works. Not me. He said, let me show you. He would put it in the guy's freezer. We'd go upstairs, got a broom, well, I'd laugh. Yeah, take the broom, and he would show him my demonstration. I didn't do many because I made it simple and I made it fun. Now, if that's old-fashioned marketing, I don't know, but it works for me. If we make things simple that anybody can do, or we make things fun that anyone can do, do you think we can get 3, 5, or 10 people possibly that could do the same?
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Mark.
Right.
Paul, really, really appreciate that. And thanks for
Thank
the fun.
you. That's me done, but I'm going to work with slides and get that done. But as you're building and getting things done, you can be doing this as of tomorrow.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. And thank you for the entertainment and the fun. Nice to see people smiling
Well,
on
going
the
to be
screen there.
entertainment value, if nothing else.
Right, okay. What I'm going to do now is thank you very much, Paul. And what I'm going to do now is pass it across here to Derek just to finish things up. Derek, I don't know if we've got much time left there, but
no, actually, I was just going to say we'll pass on to next week because I need to show people how to get contacts on LinkedIn and all right. No problem at all.
I'm really sorry, Derek.
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I actually learned a lot, and that was really good. And guys, listen. You know, at the end of the day, every time we do this, people learn different things. And if one thing works for one person and brings an extra person into your truly business, why not use it, you know? And at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. And these guys, you may not be in their business. Understand this, right? You may not be in their business, but they've come, given their free time to actually help you guys in whoever's business you are to move your businesses on. And that's what this community is about. We're here to share ideas. We're here to help each other regardless. You know, I was helping people in another business yesterday at the meeting. I was actually talking to people who are not in our business, but I was actually sharing my ideas with them. So this is what it's all about. And one thing I will say though, I've got a celebrity speaker coming to speak to us between now and the end of December. So I won't say when because I thought maybe I won't promote it in the same way. I won't say when. And the reason why is you've got to be here to actually be the person that was there when he came. So when he does come, you'll say, yes, I was there. So if you don't attend, you'll lose out. That's your problem, not mine. So yeah, so he's a very famous person. I think Paul has an idea of who I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a lovely guy.
Between now and December, end of December,
Yeah.
he is going to join us, and I won't say when, but yeah. No, that was really, really good, guys. We learned so much, and it's good to be on the other side where I'm listening to what you guys have to say and the experience you've got. And remember, some of you may have the same sort of experience, and this is really important to understand as a leader. You may have, but the thing is, you need to be aware that your people might not. And this is something we always assume people can do. We assume people can talk to people. You know, when I came into this industry 30, 40 years ago, I could not talk to people. I went from a management job in hotels to becoming a chef. Why? Because he was behind the scenes. I didn't want to talk to people. That's why I changed my job. But I knew that without speaking to people, I wouldn't have the sort of success I have in life. And as a chef, when I opened my own restaurants, when I opened my pub, the success came from coming out of the kitchen and talking to my customers, not being frightened of them when I came out and talked to them, but finding out what they liked and didn't like about my food. Loads of chefs I know would never do that because they don't want to be rejected. They don't want to be hurt. They don't want to be, you know, criticized. But at the end of the day, you know, you're not opening yourself to be hurt. What you're doing is becoming a more confident person. That's what we're hoping to get you guys doing. You know, the things I do with LinkedIn, I can do with my eyes closed. And you know, I literally thought, yeah, I'll start using NowSite, which I didn't realize the AI and everything was there because I had my NowSite site. I was paying for it, but I wasn't using it. Went on it, posted a few posts into and this is people I've already got contact with, and I'm speaking to 6 people. One of them is a guy who I met many years ago. He was a director of a very, very big computer company. He lives on the Riviera now, overlooking the mountains and everything else. And gosh, he's so excited about Truly. It's unbelievable. And he's going to open up a big part of Europe. And that's all because I posted a little message. And I will show you the sort of messages I'm posting and what questions it's the prompts that are important with the NowSite. If you use the right prompts, you'll get the right answers to get you to give to get them to communicate with you. And it's always got to my thing is it's always got to lead to a conversation. That's the important bit. So thank you very much, Paul. Thank you for coming. You guys did a fantastic job.
There was something I forgot to say at the end of that, and you reminded me, Derek, on that. It's not all about, oh, we only work with our teams and we're not going to work with you. You know, a big thing in network marketing I've learned, the people that were at that meeting yesterday, when we have our, and this is a fact, I don't know why it works, but Eric Worre will plug this to you. The people that were at the meeting yesterday, when we have the next meeting, half the people that were at the meeting yesterday won't be there. And at the one after that, half of them won't be there either. But the ones that remain are the ones that are going to be mega wealthy and mega successful because they stayed there. But Jim always taught me to always help everybody if you have a story and they haven't got a story. So, you know, the same as Derek, if I can help anybody on here that's not in my business, you might have someone that say, well, yeah, well, I go to the bathroom 3 times a night and it really bugs me. Well, I know Paul Angus had that problem, but he no longer has it. I sleep all the way through. And that hasn't happened for 5 years. I thought it was 3. 5 years. So would you like to speak to Paul? He's not in my business, but he'd tell you his story. Now, if I went on video like this and told your prospect my story and I have nothing to gain financially, that puts a bit of trust and that might help you get that person. But because you might be 3 days in, you haven't got a story yet.
Yeah,
Stories.
that's so true. And also, guys, think about people you might relate to. You know, I speak and people might not relate to me, you know, so at the end of the day, not everyone's relatable to everyone. So to think about the people that you know and who they know and who might be a good person to put them in front of, because that makes a massive difference as well, you know. And generally, you know, this sort of business, it sort of invites the same sort of thinking, the same sort of like-minded people generally. But you get the occasional one who's a bit different and might need a different structure, different way. You know, the guy I'm speaking to particularly, he's from a science and he's from the computer industry. So you can imagine it's not straightforward. Everything's got to be a bit long-winded. Everything's got to be a bit more sciencey, if you like. Everything's got to be a bit. So you've got to, again, that's something we're going to teach you about personalities. Okay, when you learn the different personalities, you speak their language. When you speak someone's language, they'll straight away warm to you. And it's important to understand that not everyone will be able to hear what you're saying if you use the same method, same process with every single person. It has to be changed. But again, don't worry if you're not doing it, because it can still work the way, you know, Paul and everyone else is doing it, because you've got to start somewhere. And we'll teach you over time. You'll become experts at speaking with people. You'll enjoy it as well. I have a lot of fun. I don't know if you remember, Paul, during the Amway days, I lived down in London and we used to go through the Dartford Tunnel, and we often talked about this. And because of that, because they spoke it on stage shots, they say go through the Dartford Tunnel, and they didn't have the bridge in those days. Pay for the car behind you, okay, just for fun. Yeah, and it's amazing how people laugh at that. You know,
were you in it, Derek, when Pete and Vera Hedges were in it?
I don't remember. I don't remember all the names. Yeah, carry on.
Right. Well, Pete and Vera Hedges, Pete worked for a cigarette company, you know, a big one that's now closed down or something. But Pete was real rough and ready. He was all thanks and thank yous. He was a lovely little guy from the sort of East End. And he was getting on a little bit, but he was a Ruby, and Ruby was earning good money in there. And some people said, yeah, but, you know, is it a bit like door to door, Pete? And he said, you know what? It's absolutely door to door. And he said, really? He said, yeah. He said, now we're doing quite well with it. He said, the company send us on these vacations, and they send a car to our door to pick us up. Man opens the door, puts us in it, takes us to the airport. Someone opens the airport door, carries our bags to the plane. We get out of the plane door to the hotel door. He said, I'm loving this. It's door to door. You know, and I always remember Peter Vera Hedges. But he worked for that company for donkey's years. He said, I come alive on a Friday night and I die on a Sunday night when I have to go back to work. And he said, there's got to be a better way of doing it. And they're dead right. But Richard Voss said, do you know why people buy Amway? Because people buy soap. Do you know why people will buy Truly? Because people drink water.
Yeah, that's right. And on that note, guys, we've had you out here a long time, so I'm conscious of the fact that we tried to keep them an hour and a half at the most. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks.
Sorry, Rita, did you want to ask a question?
Yes, if I may.
Yes,
first of all, thanks a lot, Paul. I missed right at the beginning, and then Elaine said, still come and get on. And what I wanted to ask is that you have mentioned that you've got other things you're doing, you know, so you're an affiliate of other things. Being that we're into health, quite a few of us, we can't just stay focused on one item, because there's A, which is good for someone, B, which is good for someone. Same with
Yes.
financial freedom. You know, the whole point of what we're doing is financial freedom and for health, and so we can't be pigeonholed. So
No.
my question is, how do you deal with the fact that you might be doing a few things, say in
Yes,
health?
sorry,
Yeah,
Rita, this might be a better question to answer face to face with him, because when we do things like this, and we do meetings for each one, we keep them strictly to the company we're working with.
Yeah. I mean,
because it can confuse people. And so not everyone is doing lots of deals.
No.
No, not deals, but just a few, you know,
No, I
special,
understand,
specific.
Before I find out whether they're interested in looking at something else, but I always say to them, have you got a plan B? And they go, yeah. I said, I've got a plan B and a plan C.
Right.
Simple. You know, they've got a plan A, their job. I've got a plan B, truly, and I've got a plan C, my affiliate, which is not network marketing.
Right.
That's it. I've got a plan A, B, and I've got a plan B, C, B and C. Yeah, B and C. They go, oh, okay. And I let them ask me, you know, a lot of people get pitched on Facebook and they want you to be friends, and you will be friends. And within a minute or two, they're asking you, you know, they're trying to pitch you on their thing. And they get quite frustrated with me because I won't tell them what I'm doing. I never tell them what I'm doing. I make them ask me what I'm doing. And because if someone rings you, they want something. No, sorry, if you ring someone, you want something. If they ring you, they want something. So I'd rather turn it that they ask me what I'm doing. Because if I'm not trying to ram it down their throat, I don't need them. It's like a bank loan. A bank will lend you money as long as you can prove you don't need it. Right? That's the way of the world. So I don't need them in my business, but I would like them in my business.
And I suppose a good part of that is the fact that we've got the Eric Worre inside and outside to do with the avatar, that you can actually ask questions in and around the industry, which is brilliant, you know.
Yeah.
So I think
on that front, by the way, just quickly, Rita, we one thing also is a lot of companies don't allow you to do other things, whereas Truly doesn't mind, which is a good thing. Okay, so I tend to go, if I'm working with a company, first of all, they've got to be a company that's you know, fits in with our ethos and how we help the community. It's all about the community, by the way. It's about people and helping people. So that's the first thing. A company has to fall within those parameters. If they don't allow you to work with them because you're doing something else, then I believe that's unethical anyway.
Right.
So I don't
totally
even get involved
agree.
with those companies.
Right,
So the way I structure it, and I'm only going to briefly touch this, if you want to talk about it separately, that's great, is that I tend to sort of find out what people want first, and then I figure out from what, and that's a long conversation, and then from that I can figure out what would be best to promote to them. I don't just say, okay, today I'm going to do this, today I'm going to do that. It's all about the person. It's not about me, it's about them. So again, you know, if you want to talk in depth about that, I can, and I've been doing it for many years. So it's a foolproof method. And then obviously when somebody actually, you've proven to somebody that you can help them make some decent money in one thing, then they trust you. I've got, you know, people involved in quite a few projects, and I'm not saying this to say to people to approach me about them, because I probably won't tell you about it if you're in Truly, unless I feel you've got some measure of success, because I don't want to detract. Because the other thing also that can happen is if somebody starts thinking about more than one thing, most people can't handle that. Not everyone, but most. So we need to focus on the one thing that's going to really, really be good for us to begin with, and then chances are we can actually, you know, look at other things, because it is quite hard.
That's why I said, when someone says, what are you doing these days? My answer is, I'm involved in, I do social level marketing, and I market things that interest me. And that's why I worded it that way. I market things that interest me. They go, oh, because people want to do things that interest them. And I don't want to take them away from what they're doing. No. But I'd like to add to their portfolio, as they call it. I'd like to add more interest, because we want to be around quality people. And they're probably a quality person. They know good people. And, you know, I'm 66 in March, and I'm learning all the time, because you meet, I'm thrilled to meet people, because I'm interested in people because I find them interesting. If you speak to someone for a little bit of time, you get to realize, God, that person's really interesting, and I want to be around them, you know. And that's how you become giants, you know, be around giants, not midgets.
Yeah. Like yesterday. Yesterday was a fantastic day, everyone. Okay, great. Thanks everyone for turning up
Thank
this
you.
week. And like I said, next week, it could be next week, it could be the week after, it could be the last week of December, that we have a very, 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 very experienced celebrity speaker.
Oh,
And he's
can't
already
wait.
agreed to speak. So, and he speaks about current things and current ways of contacting people. Just to give you an idea, right, when he goes to Germany and places like that, he's not speaking to a few people, he's speaking to 10,000 people at a time. He doesn't do much traveling now. He and his wife live a happy life, and he does a lot of stuff online. But I've been friends with him for many, many years, and he's helped me in a lot of businesses. And yeah, he's found out about Truly, and he wants to know, he wanted to know more about it. So when he talks to you, he'll be talking about from the point of view of a Truly partner. So it'll actually help us immensely. So thank you again, everyone.
Thank
And
you. Thanks.
by the way, in the group, can you please make some comments if you thought the meeting was good? Please say so, and whatever you thought was good, because obviously this encourages other people in the team. And one thing Nick Coleman said last week, you know, what we want to do is encourage you to bring at least one person next week. So we double the group every week. The objective of this is actually to help people who maybe need the help but don't realize they need it, and also to find out this is a very informal group. It's not a formal group. We talk, we chat. We at the end of the meetings we usually have a Q&A. Obviously this week we've gone over. Maybe we should have had one meeting for Paul, one meeting for Coleman separately. But anyway, that's fine. So thank you guys for your help today. You did a marvelous job. And again, look forward to hearing more from you in the future as well. And next week we'll be doing more social media. We're talking about LinkedIn. I'm going to show you some examples of true life examples of things I've done and how they've led to different things I'm on, and how easy it is. Really, we don't realize, but unless you're shown the simple steps of how to do things, people think, you know, you've got LinkedIn, there's lots of people. You can actually make contact with 20, 30, 40 people a day on LinkedIn if you know what you're doing. But to talk to them, again, you can make contact with about 6 people, speak to 5, 6 people a week. It's not difficult, okay? So I'm going to show you. I don't do that because I've got a warm market. I still haven't used up my warm market. It's like Steve says, you know, I've been building up a list all my life. So I don't need to go and get people. I've got so many people. I just have to go on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram or any of those, and I can pick on somebody and start making conversation. And that's what you want to do. Forever be building lists of people that interest you, of people that you find interesting. You know, a few people, one of the guys at the hotel yesterday that let us out, he made a joke. I was going to go and get the car for the girls. So he made a joke about me getting wet, and I came back and I said something to him, and I said, "Do you like doing what you're doing?" He said, "No, I'm just doing it to keep the family fed." And I said, "Oh, that's interesting." So I tell you what, listen, I'll speak to you when you're not working, because it wouldn't be fair to talk to you now. But how would you like an extra few £100 every month to come into your pocket? You know, and he knew we were at the meeting, we were dressed up, etc. And he said, "Yeah, that sounds good." So I've taken his number. So it's just another person on the list. So, you know, it's easy to get that list growing. It's easy to make it bigger. And you never know, you know, you might contact somebody who takes this to another level. And it doesn't matter who that person might be. Don't prejudge people. Because I've had a lady in one business, I helped her earn £1,000 a month, £1,000 a month, without her lifting a finger. But guess what? She became my best trainer in the company because she came to every single meeting. And then guess what? She started sponsoring people. It took a year and a half, but I tell you what, it's worth every penny. And so you don't know how people are going to change over time. So again, coming to these sort of meetings and learning new ideas, because you will from everyone, learning new ways, and just take those little things. You know, I always say to people, come to meetings with the open mind and think about it like a shopping trip. You're taking the trolley through the supermarket. You only pick what you want. Don't take the things that don't appeal to you. You know, if somebody doesn't appeal to you, don't worry about it. You don't have to do it. You know, take the things you want and then use them for whatever. Try it, see how they work. You know, test things. You know, you might find your own way. You might find that the way you do works really well. But if it isn't working, I always say to people, you know, don't reinvent the wheel, and also don't keep doing something. I always say, are the things that you're doing now getting you, or have they got you where you want? If the answer is no, then something needs to change. And usually it's us. Yeah, it's always us, in fact. Look in the mirror. So if it's us, what have we got to do to change to make that better? And that's why we're going to help people over and over again. Every week, we're going to do different things, different topics. We're going to invite even corporate to come and speak to us on different specific topics of building your teams, etc. So thank you again, everyone, and look forward to speaking to you next week. We'll try and keep it to maximum 1.5 hours. Okay, so I like to have a bit of Q&A at the end as well. So good night and see you soon.
No.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone. Bye. Great to see you all.
Cheers.
Yeah, Martin. Bye.
Cheers.
See you, Randy.